everybody, it's Rebecca here at Y Mermaids, and yes, I am obsessed with Red Rising by Pierce Brown. If you haven't already been able to tell from my large number of Red Rising related videos in the past week. Just finished Morningstar, which is the third book in the trilogy, and I have so much love for it, so I decided to do lots of videos surrounding how much I love it, including today's video, which is the 5 reasons plus 1 bonus reason why you should read Red Rising. I got this idea from Trina at Between Chapters. She did a video like this for Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda earlier this year, and I thought it was really interesting and really fun, and it was a good way to get people to want to read it, because that book is also really fantastic. And so again, I have so much love for the series that I just wanted to share, and I want everybody to read it, because then maybe Pierce Brown's tour will be bigger and he'll actually come to somewhere that's near me so I can meet him, because that would be great. That would be great. Anyway, without further any more of my rambling, let's get into the 5 reasons you should read Red Rising. So the first reason is the biggest reason, and that is just the characters themselves. The characters are awesome. All of them are awesome. Like, just, they're awesome. There's a main character, Darrow, and he's got a lot of complexity going on, a lot going through his head. He's not always a reliable narrator, which is kind of fun. But in addition to Darrow, there's also Mustang, who is a really cool female character. There's Severo and the Howlers, who are probably my favorite characters because they're just so cool and like weird. And Severo is like that short little guy who's like a fighter, and he's like punchy, but he's kind of gross at the same time. That's Severo. But he is so cool, and you want him on your side, and you will fall in love with Severo. Not like wanting to date Severo, but you'll fall in love with him as a character. Then there's a whole bunch of really fantastic characters that are well developed. They have flaws, and all the characters are important to the story and to Darrow's development as well, and his growth and his journey. And Darrow is not always likable, but he's a good character. The second reason you should read Red Rising is because the third book doesn't suck. So often it happens when you read a trilogy, especially a dystopian trilogy, where the third book just kind of falls flat on its face. A lot of time, first one is the setup, this, you know, all the backstory, and you get thrown into the world and you're like, oh my gosh. The second one is kind of like, you know, that to the nth degree, a little bit more intense, a little bit crazy. And then the third one in the traditional trilogy is like when the war happens and everything has to, you know, kind of sucks. The writers aren't always that good at writing action. Well, in Red Rising, this is the same format. The first one is the intro, what the crap is going on. The second one, it escalates, and the third one, it's like full out war. Yes, but Pierce Brown writes really, really, really good battle scenes and war scenes, and it wasn't like this was the afterthought of like, oh, I have to have a rebellion. Like, this is what it was building up to, and this is an awesome conclusion to this story. It is not Allegiant, my dear friends. It is not. He knew where he was going, I think, for the most part at least, and so it's well worth it. You won't be disappointed with Morningstar. Reason number 3. It is very, very intelligent. These characters, the Golds as they are called, because they're at the top of society, they're smart people. They're very smart. Like, they're smarter than the normal human. So, you know, when they're written that way, they think in ways that we don't think, and that's really, really, really cool. It has a lot of influences that are also very old and intelligent, and it's just a very smart read, and I love it. It also keeps you guessing. It's not often when you read a book, if you read a lot, you tend to predict the plot a lot of times. Not the case at all. So many times I was fooled. I was completely wrong with my predictions, and that's saying something. Number 4. It takes risks. People die. Like, I heard a story that in Red Rising, there's a bunch of characters that die, which again, characters die. But one of them was pulled out of a hat. So it would be like random, just like war kind of is sometimes. And that's risky, because he had plans for that character that just went away immediately because he killed that character. That's pretty ballsy. It's pretty ballsy. In addition to that, it shows war, what war is actually like, and what it does to the people back home. It's not just like the glamorization. It's not Luke Skywalker going off to just destroy the Death Star and come home to like celebration. It's Luke going to fight the Death Star and then coming home and seeing the ravage that the rebellion has taken on the people. And finally, the 5th reason to read Red Rising is so that you can be in on SciFi's best kept secret. Like, for real. I don't know why this book is not all over BookTube and all over everywhere all the time. Why are people not raving about this book as much as I feel like they should be? Where are the pop figures for these characters? And when's the movie coming out? They do have a movie deal. It's just in pre-production. It's happening. Why do people not care? It's awesome. And you should be in on it while you still can be before it's like, oh yeah, that happened. Because guess what? There are more books coming out. That's right. Pierce Brown just announced a few days ago that he is continuing the story of Red Rising in another trilogy with the first book called Iron Gold, and it's coming out next year, so you want to be up to date when that comes out. There's no cliffhanger on this one, it's okay. So you're not going to be left in the lurch for a year. It ends, and then another trilogy will begin next year, and you want to be in on that before it's too late. And finally, I have a bonus reason that you should read Red Rising, and it's just that Pierce Brown is hot. He's a really attractive author. Not a lot of authors are this attractive, so you should support him and his hotness. And he also seems like a genuinely like really cool dude from the videos I've seen on like Tasha's channel and other YouTube channels. But he seems like a cool dude, but he's also kind of hot. Now I'm married. It's okay. Anyway, if I have not convinced you yet to read Red Rising, like go watch this video again. And go then watch my Red Rising series review, and then stay tuned because later this week I have another Red Rising themed video coming out. So, you know, share the love of Red Rising, join in on the hype that is the awesomeness of Red Rising. And let me know down in the comments below if you're gonna read it, if you have read it, and yeah, some reasons why I should read your favorite book. We'll swap. And that's it from me today. I'll see you next time. Go read Red Rising!